Good morning, happy Friday. This is the third time now I'm trying to record this video because every time I start to record I immediately go off on a tangent, and I'm not gonna do that today. So it is Friday. I'm back to filming in real time because the headphone works in the car, so that's great. I will film and upload today's video in real time. So as of this morning, I weighed in at 221.8. So we are 8 ounces away from being down to that 221 mark, which is my 100 pounds down from my highest weight ever recorded, which was back in 2017. So although it won't be 100 pounds down from this particular journey, which I started at 306 in January, it will be 100 pounds down for past Trisha, whose heaviest weight was 321. So that's really exciting. I'm very, very, very proud and happy about that. So I'm sure by the end of the weekend, as long as I stick to what I'm supposed to do, it will be a reality. I'll be down to 221, which is so insanely crazy, because then that puts me under, once I get out of the 220s, that puts me under 20 pounds to be fully out of the 200s. So that is crazy to think about, and I'm excited to see kind of how my body changes from 221 and under, because I've never seen it that small as an adult. So I'm very curious to see kind of how my body looks, and how I'm gonna feel. I already feel great, obviously, like having 80 something pounds off of me, like I feel amazing. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how I look at another 5 to 10 pounds. Like, where is it go away from? Am I finally gonna fully get rid of the double chin? Will it be more so in my lower stomach, my legs? And I'm very curious. I'm very excited. I went back and watched a lot of my older videos yesterday, just because I needed a little pick me up, and I needed a little reminder of how far I've come. And so every once in a while I like to go back and kind of see where I was 7 months ago, 8 months ago, mentally and physically. And it is wild to see the difference and the change, and me saying things about how I've only lost 10 pounds, or oh my gosh, I'm down 16 pounds, and how excited I was. And I was just looking at the phone going, girl, you don't even know what's about to happen to you yet. You don't even, you can't even imagine how successful you have become in just a few months. So I highly encourage you that if you have past videos of yourself, if you document your journey, to go back once in a while and watch those videos, or if you're taking pictures of yourself, look at those pictures. And if you're on a similar journey to mine of self-love and discovery and weight loss and fertility and all that stuff, I highly, highly recommend documenting it. Even if you don't ever put it anywhere for anybody to see other than yourself, it's like a form of therapy, at least for me, to turn the camera on and talk about what's going on in my life. And don't get me wrong, there have been plenty of videos that I've recorded and I've cried in my car, and I've screamed, and all of these things that no one has ever seen, and no one probably will ever see, because those it's just therapy for me. And again, it's a great reminder of how far you've come. But yeah, 221.8 as of this morning, which actually I don't think I recorded that on my phone, on my Renfo app. I wonder if I can, I think I can manually go in and type it in, because obviously by the time I get home later today, that's going to have gone back up. I always weigh myself first thing in the morning, right after I've used the bathroom for the first time in the morning. That way it's like before I eat anything, before my body can kind of settle and swell and do whatever else it's going to do. And then I do weigh myself one time at night, just out of like curiosity. Again, I used to have a really toxic relationship with the scale. But as I've progressed on this journey, you know, this month will be, is it 9 months? 9 or 10 months since I've been on Mounjaro and have really taken this whole health thing seriously. I've learned that the scale is not my enemy. That the number on the scale is not an enemy to me. And I've kind of healed my relationship with the scale as far as the numbers go. To me now, the scale is just more data than it is success. Like, that's kind of how which I know is funny to say, because obviously I'm over here ranting about like 100 pounds down and blah blah blah, but in my brain it's more so just for like data of like, okay, if I step on the scale, you know, after a not great day of eating, you know, say I've had more salt or processed food or this or that, like, it's interesting to see how my body fluctuates in that water weight or you know, sodium or whatever the case is. Or if I haven't eaten enough one day and I wake up the next day and see that I am 2 pounds down from the day before, then I know, okay, let's get a little bit more food in your body. So it is just, it's interesting to me. And also the Renfo app that pairs to my scale that I have, and again, don't know how accurate all of this information is, but it is kind of cool to see. It breaks things down, like your body mass, water weight, your like body percentage as far as fat goes, your BMI. That's another really cool thing too, is that I've been able to see, you know, not only is the number of my weight going down, but my BMI is significantly going down too, so that's cool. It shows you like what your metabolic age is as far as like everything that's shown on the scale. So I don't know, I find it interesting, okay? I think it's cool. But obviously you don't need all of that fancy stuff. A regular scale is just as good, but I enjoy looking at it, and then, you know, that's just another thing that you can go back on and look over again and be like, dang, I came so far. Yesterday, me and the little girl I nanny for, she had a activity to do that she does throughout the month, and instead of driving there, we decided to walk there. And I remember like 2 years ago, yeah, it had to have been 2 years, yeah, about 2 years ago, when she was really, really little. She used to do the same activity, except she did it on the weekend. So I didn't bring her, her mom would bring her. And I would bring her to like any extra classes or like makeup classes or anything like that. So I knew where the place was in relation to their home, because I had brought her there a handful of times. And she would always tell me, Mama, walk, Mama, walk, Mama, walk. And I I'd be like, oh, you and Mama would walk here? And she'd go, yes. And I'd be like, oh, that's so nice. Like, that's so nice. And she'd say, in Bob, which was her stroller. And I'd say, oh, you and Mama would walk here in your stroller? And she'd go, yes. And I'd be, oh, wow, that's so nice. And I would remember in my head being like, geez, like, that's a walk. That has to be like a, 20-minute walk, maybe like 15-20-minute walk. Like, why would they do that? You know what I mean? I'd be like, why would they like walk here instead of just driving? Like, it could take minutes to drive. And I used to be like, man, I would never be able to do that. Ever, never, ever, ever be able to do that. And now I'm doing it. I did it. I didn't have any problems doing it. I just like, it's just insane to me that like I did the thing that just a few years ago I couldn't have ever pictured myself doing. Like, I never in a million years could have pictured myself walking to this class. But yesterday, we got our jackets on, we bundled up because it was fucking freezing, and we did the damn thing. And it was so nice, like, to just be able to walk. I always say this, but like, I want to never forget the feeling of like not taking movement for granted ever again. And it just like baffles me every time I do something that like I truly would not have been able to do, or would have even attempted to try to do years ago. Like, it just blows me away, and those are the things that I get the most proud of, and I'm the most satisfied with, because I'm like, hell yeah, like, you were able to do that. And like this year, I didn't do, every year the ALS Association does walks to defeat ALS. And not this year, but last year, me and my family did it. And I think it was like was it a mile or 2 miles? I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look. But I struggled to do that, and I was so hesitant about it. And but I felt the need and the pull, and to do it for my uncle, who obviously has passed away. And it was amazing. I mean, it was an amazing event. Raised a lot of money. But I like the pictures of myself, and I'll try to insert some, but like the pictures of myself from last year, like, you could see the struggle. Like, you could see how badly I was struggling to keep up, and it just was horrendous. I had to stop a handful of times. It was just bad. And then this year, I didn't do it, because I still, let's see, I think it was in April, I think, or maybe it was in March, I don't remember, but I didn't do it because I was still at a very, very, very high, heavy weight, which was definitely heavier than when I had done it the year previous. And I was like, there's no fucking way. And now I'm like, hell yeah, I am going to do this next year. Like, I don't care who does it with me. I don't care, like, whatever. Like, I'm doing this again. And because I know I can do it now, and that makes me so proud, knowing that I'll be able to honor my uncle again. And freaking out, the past few videos, and don't get me wrong, I still am freaking out, like, about everything, about the money, about the health insurance, and I don't think I will stop until we are kind of back on our feet, but if I can overcome this, my weight, my health, all of these things, then I have no doubt in my mind that I'll be able to overcome, or we will be able to overcome, this financial situation that we're in. And I can't wait to kind of do what I'm doing right now and look back on these times and be like, you made it out. Like, hard work and dedication to anything in this life will get you success. I think it's time that maybe Tim and I sit down with a financial advisor. I don't know if you guys know who Caleb, is it Hammer? I can't remember what his last name is, but he's on YouTube, TikTok. I love him. He basically sits down with people who are in really bad financial situations, and he just like rips into them, and kind of helps them create a budget and all this stuff. And so I've been obsessed with him, and like I'm just ready to take full control back in every aspect of my life. So maybe sitting down with a financial advisor is the next step for us, and figuring out how to just improve everything. So those are my little rants for today, and I will keep you guys updated throughout the weekend on the 221 saga. And once we hit that, our next goal will be 206, which is 100 pounds down from this current process. So hope everybody has a great Friday, and I hope you have a great